Companies aimed at seniors who travel were offering the same time-worn experiences, but recently there are a whole host of new adventures for over 50s that have hit the market. Bronwyn is a travel futurist and the woman behind a blog called New Young Travel. She joins us now to talk about the newest trends for over 50s and to give us some tips for those ready for their next adventure. Bronwyn, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Before we get into it, I'm really interested in terms of your title, a travel futurist. What exactly is that?
It's pretty exciting, isn't it? And it is as exciting as it sounds. Well, essentially what a travel futurist does is I predict the future based on the past and try and look at new trends and innovations and things that are happening for the future of travel.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, just talking about their seniors, just tell us a bit more about how travel companies are changing the way that they are targeting seniors and how travellers are sort of benefiting from that.
Well, seniors are a big part of the future and a big reason that a lot of travel companies are adjusting their products. So what's happening at the moment with the changing demographic and the population of seniors is that we're seeing a lot more adventurous seniors come through the ranks. So it's not one senior fits all anymore. We're seeing some of the traditional tours, the bus tours of Europe, for example, like Trafalgar Tours, adjusting their products so that their tours aren't so, I guess it's day 13, we must be in Paris. They're allowing a lot more flexibility within their tour itineraries and, you know, going to some out of the ordinary places as well.
And have those changes been driven by those older seniors? I mean, how are they at adopting, I guess, a lot of these changes, the online phenomenon, if you like?
Well, we've got to remember seniors were travelling back in the sort of 1960s and early 70s before the internet. So these guys are pretty adventurous, pretty crazy when they're travelling because they used to travel to destinations, you know, and the only way that they could find out what was there was to go there. So with the internet, for example, they've got a wealth of information there. They're able to plan for hours on end and, you know, they're really, really savvy at planning for their travel.
Yeah, that's great. Not so much stuck in their old ways, which is good
really
to see. Tell us a bit more about intergenerational travel. So travelling, I suppose, with your extended family.
Well, that's another trend that we're seeing. So we're seeing seniors travelling with their extended family. So it's not just nan and pop or grandma, grandpa now. They're travelling with their daughters and sons, grandkids, that extended family. They're all choosing to go on trips such as cruising or resorts, that type of thing. And one of the reasons we're seeing that is Generation Y, so millennials have spent a lot of time at home and they've sort of fled the nest, if you like, when they get married and have kids. So they have great relationships with their parents.
Yes. You mentioned there cruising being a popular option for seniors. Are there other alternatives for those who, say, can't go on a cruise or those who may get, you know, seasickness, travel sickness?
Yep. Well, cruising's a very specific type of travel and it's not for everybody. However, it is rising, you know, crazy. There's so many choices out there for cruising now. It's popular. But we're seeing a lot of seniors or over 65 do big road trips all the rage at the moment or heading to Europe. We're seeing a lot of seniors really into that immersive travel, wanting to immerse themselves within cultures. So rather than traditional, I guess, coach touring, they're wanting to really get to know the locals, doing courses, painting, a whole range of things.
Those river cruises, they seem to be very popular over in Europe as well. I suppose it limits all the travel on airlines. It's quite a relaxing way, I suppose, for them to travel around.
Absolutely. And again, it's a fairly specific way to travel. It's all-inclusive, it's relaxing. And we're seeing that sort of trip as well up in Western Australia in the Kimberleys as well.
Now, what about for those that don't have large extended families, say those that may be travelling solo or looking to, say, meet people when they are travelling? What are some of the alternatives for them?
Yeah, well, we're seeing a rise in the solo traveller, most definitely, the senior solo traveller. A lot of the time it's ladies wanting to travel and we're seeing a range of, I guess, experiences here. So we might have ladies that are newly divorced or ladies that are saying, well, you know, my husband didn't want to travel, but I'm just going to go anyway and leave you at home. So what we're seeing is they're really attracted to small group tours, small adventurous tours. Cruising's great for singles. What we find is they just need to take that one step and then they're completely unstoppable.
And just finally, Bronwyn, what are some of the important things for seniors to sort of keep in mind before they embark on a trip?
Okay, just like everybody, if you can't afford travel insurance, it's not worth travelling at all. It could cost you your life savings, your house, everything. It's not worth it. And we get a lot of questions around sort of pre-existing illnesses and that type of thing. There's no way around it. You have to be truthful. If you have a pre-existing illness, you most likely will have to pay a little bit more when it comes to your travel insurance, but don't risk it. Just take travel insurance is my advice.
All right, fantastic. Bronwyn, it's been wonderful having you in today. We do appreciate you joining us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.